So do you see this row of trees here? We've really been thinning them, going through, mainly pulling out the multiflora rose, the autumn olive, the bush honeysuckle, you know, the bad stuff, the yucky stuff, like right in here. You see, honey? And the cedars. So we're opening it up, so now you can see through, and you see across the lake, that whole row there. Emily worked on that, and like, if you stand over here, you might see better. So before, you could only see up to those trees. Now you can see through them, through these,
on the
and
other
through
side
this.
of the lake. Okay,
Yeah. So you're actually now looking through two layers. And then here we keep pushing back, because we have, you know, that's where those invasive shrubs were. So you see that tall grass? That entire area west of the pond was full of it. He just mowed it 2 days ago, Bill did. He had to get a bobcat with a thing on the front, attachment on the front to do it, because it's very wet in there. That's kind of our little wetland area. That is Reed's canary grass, very invasive, non-native.
Yeah.
You can't even hardly get rid of it. But I noticed on the paths that we've had mowed in the past, where it was Reed's canary grass, now it's gone on the paths. So I thought, well, maybe if we keep mowing it and figure out a way to get in there. So when we cleared this out, he was able to get in there with that implement and mow that. But we still have this area over here and around on the back side, you see? And I'm going to try to get rid of all that invasive grass and just see what we can do, make a dent at least. So I'll show you. So this is about an acre. And I have been working on it for a long time, at least 15 years. But it didn't really get going until we got rid of all the Indian grass, which is native, but we planted it in 2002 with MDC, and I think it was some very aggressive cultivar. And they're even trying to get rid of it now in plots that they've done. But Emily has been working on it, I've been working on it, and very carefully, one at a time, with a little glove soaked in, you know, some chemical, or pulling it or whatever, we've been able to eliminate it. And the last 2 years, it has really taken off with natives, or with the, you know, prairie plants. So here you can see this blazing star. This is prairie blazing star. This whole clump here. It started with like 2 last year here. It has really taken off. And I think it's because this is rather low and wet, and this plant loves kind of the wetter soils. This is really rich soil, so everything is like gargantuan. It's almost like too big. So I've been like lopping and experimenting with cutting back some plants. And you also see when I take you through here, David, that some of the more aggressive plants, they're native, but that kind of old field goldenrod will take over, and so will that ashy and sawtooth sunflower. So Emily and I have both been working to either hand pull, most of them I hand pulled, or to spray them to open up areas for the less aggressive plants, like the little indigos and the little milkweeds that now are coming up. So you can see now this is a gorgeous butterfly milkweed right here. But where are the cats? I don't see them. Here's maybe, well, sometimes you could see their poop, and you know.
There haven't been many monarchs this year.
No, I've seen them, and what you'll see, I think, is the royal. Oh God, I can't think of it.
Rattlesnake master.
Where? Yep, that's right, rattlesnake master. Yeah, this is going to be a little helianthus, or kind of a sunflowery. This is Minarda here. It's all over, kind of like a bee balm. David, remember I talked about the blue indigo? See, it gets these pods on it, and then I collect the seeds. And this was all yellow coreopsis. There's some of it in there left. See the yellow? This was just covered. But look at these indigos now, Dave. Look, here's one. There's one. They were little tiny plants last year, and they just took off. This is kind of the year to take off. But I've been pulling this ashy stuff out because it gets too aggressive. So a lot of this was the coreopsis. There's so much of it. Oh, here's that. This is the goldenrod I've been pulling out.
Why?
It gets, I didn't plant it, it just gets really, really dominant and takes over everything. And so you see, here's a little indigo right down here. So by me pulling out, oops, right here. By me pulling out some of those big areas I pulled out right here, it allows some of these little plants that are a little more sensitive to come through. I was looking for my hyacinth, but I don't see it now. Oh, I know, Dave. Let's look at, I'll show you another milkweed. We have 4 or 5 different kinds of milkweed in here. Of course, you know this plant.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that, pale purple. You see the little indigo? This is a baby compass plant right here. These will end up getting like 8 feet tall. But these are the ones that take like 5 to 8 years to bloom. So that's going to take a while. Here is my beautiful swamp milkweed. Look at the flowers on it. That's really a pretty one. Usually they're lighter pink. Remember the ones that around my house are lighter pink?
Mm-hmm. A lot of dragonflies.
A ton of dragonflies. That's why I wrote that book, because I wanted to see if we could ID some of them. So here we're getting rid of some of that aggressive Indian grass to take over. You can see where Emily sprayed. Here's another compass plant.
Mm.
And then a lot of these are asters. Here's the purple, the echinacea, the purple coneflower. It likes it a little bit shadier, but it does pretty well here. But here you could see the clumps that we had to spray to open it up, and you can see little indigos and milkweeds underneath.
Now, did you get, for like the rattlesnake master and some of that stuff, did you get the seeds from the Sedalia land? Or did you get that
rattlesnake master?
Or
No,
did you get the plants?
In this one here, I hand plugged a lot, and I purchased the seed because this was started before I got the mine property, which was in 2015. But since then, yes, I have added many seeds. I big bet
from mine.
From mine,
to
yes,
here.
the actual, yeah. And isn't that a beautiful color, Dave? Look at that.
Yeah, that's good. That's really nice.
Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the butterfly milkweed. So a lot of these are asters. They're the last plants to bloom in the fall, and the butterflies that are coming down here from the north really will really stop. Like this is a aromatic aster here, and it gets gorgeous blue flowers. It's all along my driveway, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that marked to spray it. That's a and now all of these little sunflowers are blooming, and they're really nice.
So those are not coreopsis.
No. I think that's helianthoids.
And what are these little white ones with the yellow?
I think those are like fleabane or something. And then that I have marked, that's that aggressive golden red. I'm probably going to pull that out. Which I can't keep that up, but I will. Okay, now let's walk down here, Dave, and I want to show you some other things on pretty. But Dave, notice how many blazing stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to show you my purple milkweed. That was the swamp milkweed. But there's a huge difference between last year and this year, Dave. On this. Here's a little St. John's wort here too. This is a spider milkweed. It's not a very good example because all the there doesn't have any pods on it. But I'll show you another one. We'll find other ones. See the little indigo. Okay, this was a purple milkweed. It had a gorgeous purple flower on it. I have it marked. But the caterpillars that the monarchs ate the whole flower and everything. So I probably won't get a pod on that. Do you hear that? That's a Phoebe. Phoebe. Davey, look at all these indigos here popping up. Now, look at this color. This is that cadmium red. Is that
and that's also butterfly milkweed?
Butterfly milkweed.
But the color's just different.
Right next to an aromatic aster.
And that's
and a
that
St.
orange one is
John.
also butterfly.
Yep, and all it. See, it's just popping up,
Yeah.
and it's because I'm making room for it. Over there too. This was so covered in Indian grass. It was so dominant that I was getting no diversity. And it wasn't until I got rid of that Indian grass, and everybody disagreed with me, said, "Oh, leave the Indian grass." Well, okay, this is a swamp milkweed, Dave, and this will get those gorgeous flowers like we saw on the other side. That's kind of a clover. You don't want that. And this is, remember I talked about the sawtooth sunflower? I cut it back, but this gets really, see how it starts getting really big and aggressive?
Are you going to spray that clover?
I might, because it's inside the sawtooth, so I might just get rid of both of them. And this is the ashy sunflower, but it looks like Japanese beetles are eating it, so maybe they'll control it.
Oh, you can see the beetles.
You see them, hon? Oh, yeah. Well, that's something else. That looks like a milk. I don't know what that is. I don't know my bugs. Something's eating it. So these that are marked off are some I'm going to pull. See, here's another one. So this area, wow. Maybe you can help me pull these things.
Is a phoebe, is that a prairie bird or is that a
A
savannah?
phoebe is like a flycatcher, so aerial insectivore, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been nonstop. It nested on the air conditioner. Had a whole nest. I don't know if this is the same one. Maybe he's looking to nest again. But it had a successful little fledge there. This is more little spider milkweed down here, and it gets a real pretty green and white flower. So you could see some that I sprayed, Dave. This other stuff here is ragweed, but it fades out. I just leave it. I don't bother with. See where I'm taking out clumps, opening it up. See over there is a bunch. This is all. I'm working on it.
What's this?
Where? This will be another one of those sunflowers. I think it's here, like the big tall one, or it's similar to it. It'll get a real pretty. I like to look at the little beetles and bugs. I always discovered there's a real gorgeous green emerald one that goes on the dog. It's called a dogbane beetle, and it only goes on the
Is this blazing star?
dogbane. Yeah. That one's getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down here to this other. See, look at all these days.
Yeah.
See, when you start seeing them.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now that's what you don't like, that guy.
Oh, is that a Japanese?
Yeah, I don't want him. Not that that'll make any difference in the world, but
Kill one.
time I shoot. But this is it. That's called a namesayer when they say their own name, dude. Oh, there's the pods. This is a that's just part of the flower, but you see, this is the spider milkweed, and it's lower on the ground, and it forms a big flowering podding thing. They're kind of cool. And this was a beard tongue, white beard tongue. We had a bunch of them. But anyway, once you start seeing these,
Yeah, they're everywhere.
and they were like nowhere for like so many years. I kept dreaming that I was going to see them, and it's like my dream is materializing before my eyes, because I wanted to see a whole field of them, and I wanted to see a whole field of these pale purples. But that hasn't happened yet, because these guys here. Here's another one, Dave. Look at all the pods.
Wait, this is the
Spider milkweed. Spider.
So it already flowered?
Yep, it already flowered. It's the first one to flower. Oh, Davy, look.
Bluebirds.
How many? They look like
3.
they're about 4 days old.
There's 3.
4 days old. Super sweet. About 4 days. Mom will come and get that she's probably right around here. I had to chop this guy back. It's too tall. I didn't want anything climbing it to get on my birds. So I really worked in there. Got a lot of working to do.
Is that a Japanese beetle?
Yeah. They're all over. I don't know what to do with them. So the first several years you plant like this, Dave, this reconstruction, they put all their energy in the roots below ground. So that's why you keep thinking, where are my plants? Where are my plants? I don't see any for so many years. Then all of a sudden, they come above the ground and you're like, because like look at all these little milkweeds. I kept thinking, I put so many milkweed seeds down, Dave. I would go around and collect them like, I just collected so many blazing stars, and now finally, they were always there. They were just putting their energy under the ground.
Yeah, there's a ton of blazing stars in here.
And I'm loving it. This is a gray-headed coneflower. It's a real important plant. And Davey, here's another swamp milkweed. And so that's real important. Do you remember what this one is? Look at these gorgeous leaves.
I think you told me earlier.
Compass plant. And I think they line their, it's either the leaves or the flowers north and south. Now for some reason, Dave, over here, I think this is a drier area. Not a whole lot's growing here other than ragweed and goldenrod, which I'm getting rid of the bad goldenrod. I have some gorgeous, I have the showy goldenrod and the cliff goldenrod too, which I keep. But for some reason in this area, we have more of the pale purples. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's why I think it's a little drier here. Oh, here's a purple opening, just a plain old purple. That's the first one I've seen. And this is going to be blue sage right here. The blue sage. We have some kind of more rare ladies' trusses. I'll show you some when we go by them too, and those aren't as common. But I have 2 lead plants. Look at it this way. It's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, you see them? See if you could pick out the lead plant.
Oh, I can see him, yeah.
And then there's one over there. Those are the only 2 I have. And I think I planted those. I have put so much lead plant seed on here, Dave, from the Mine Prairie. And I still only have those 2. So who knows?
Well, maybe it'll pop up in a year or 2.
Maybe. Or maybe it just doesn't like it here. I don't know. I don't know why. But I only just see these 2. And here's some drop seed. I don't have a lot of it, but isn't it gorgeous? And this is little blue stem. So, and then of course those are all black-eyed Susan, and that's beautiful.
Am I in this?
Yes, of course. Uh-oh, Dave, look.
Oh, God.
Get him. Get him off of there. Step on him. They don't bite him.
Oh, there was 2 that were copulating.
Oh, you got 2 with one. Ouch. Sometimes these little things stick in your sock, and they like little stickums, and they almost think that some of these pale purple coneflowers are a different kind of coneflower, because don't they look different? I mean, even the tops of them. So maybe they're a different type of coneflower.
They look more bulbous on top.
Yeah.
Than the ones you have on mine.
Yeah. So that's why I think maybe they were native here, and this was never plowed, and those somehow
I
came
think this
through.
is plowed.
I don't know. Or maybe it was just green.
There's no Mima mines.
This I did not plant. I know this one in particular was always here. So, no Mima mounds. Well, this is only an acre. So some of these maybe I did. Maybe I did plant them. Is that one of the? Or is that another one? Lead plant. 1, 2. Oh, that's a third one.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I will get some lead plants, Dave. I just think this is the most gorgeous color. It never comes out in my pictures, but and so I planted these all the front of my house and the front of the cabin, and even the leaves, Davey. Look at the leaves; they're just so pretty. Anyway, that's my little 1 acre, so it's coming along. But see, Dave, you couldn't see any of that. You could not see the pond from here before. Could not see the pond.
Yeah, I remember.
Gosh.
Wait, so you're going to show me? You're going to show me
probably
this
15 years I've been working on that. I bet. This one. Yeah, we can look at this. So you can see this one's much earlier, and this was cropped but not tilled. It was no-till drill soybeans for 3 years, and then we seeded it with seeds we purchased, native seeds, and no, they weren't drilled. They were broadcast. They were broadcast in 2018, beginning January. So 18, 19. This is 2020. So this is the third year, the third summer, third growing season for this. And you didn't get to see it, but the entire thing was coreopsis last month. I mean, it was completely gorgeous and yellow. That mound is going to be weedy for a while because that was the dirt we took out of the pond, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
So that dirt is not real good to grow stuff on. So this and the field next to it was beautiful, but now we'll see what happens. A lot of this is ragweed, so I'll show you what. Let's kind of look over here, Dave. Now I'm up for any ideas. You think that was a big brush pile because we cleared out so much stuff from here you wouldn't believe it. I just had to get rid of those invasive bushes. Because the birds eat it and then they take it places. And we still have a lot of dead trees, and which I like having, and a lot of shrubs and things everywhere else. But this area here was really closing in on me, and so I wanted to kind of open it up. But I didn't even know. Bill mowed like a thing here to get his vehicle back in there. I'll show you, Dave.
Monarch.
Oh, do you see one?
There.
Oh! Yay! It's about. That's I think that may be a flycatcher, that little peep we're hearing. It's like a great crested flycatcher. We have a lot of those, and those are CDs. So see this grass, David? Completely covered. See, here's some of it. He couldn't get it all because it's too wet. So we just had to get rid of it. It was overtaking. So now I don't know what we're going to do. I can at least see. I probably won't keep all these trees. We may want to put a little bridge here to get in there because this gets really soaked. So I'll have to get some opinions. And
did you have wood ducks in that box?
Yes, we had a family of wood ducks. Started out with about 11. They ended up with like 7. We saw them with 7 babies, so some of them died one way or another. And then all of a sudden we came out here and they were so cute. They were so tiny. Then all of a sudden they were gone. So I don't know where the parents too, the mother, the father leaves immediately. But they took off somewhere. And then we had a family of goslings, 4 babies. And the parents stuck right with them. They'd all cuddled up together. And then they disappeared. So there's 3 areas we're clearing. Here, right there, what you're looking at, and then beyond that on the end of the dam to the left.
Oh yeah, I see.
You see? So you'll be looking through. So that's why I want to get that grass down. I may need to get somebody with a weed eater. So this is where a lot of those bad shrubs were pulled out. But I still want to get rid of more trees. Maybe you could help me put red tags around the ones you don't want.